This is the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Welcome in to the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show. The Dallas Cowboys on their bye week this week, 3-3 on the year, rather mediocre and kind of tired of talking about them. So we're going to go in a different direction tonight. Mike Leslie, Andrew Cely here with you once again. Where do we go from here, Andrew?
Well, the important thing is the Cowboys can't hurt you today, Cowboys fans. So let's get right into it with what's on the show.
Here's What's on the Show, sponsored by NFM.
The NBA season is right around the corner, so it's high time we talk Mavs. We are officially the official Mavs station, so we'll take a look at season expectations for the defending Western Conference champions. Texas lowered the bar in terms of fan conduct off the field and play on the field in a 30-15 loss to Georgia. How will that debacle color the rest of the Longhorn season? And on that note, we are bringing back the top 5. This time it's the worst fan moments in North American sports history. Mike, that's what's on the show. Now, who is on the show?
On the show today, Nick Angstadt from our Locked On Mavs podcast and Corey Mose from our Austin affiliate, KView. We will bring Corey back for segment 2 when it's time to talk about that UT football game and everything else it entailed last night down there in Austin. But we will start talking Mavs, and we will bring Nick Angstadt in for that. The season is just about ready to get underway. Nick, what is your jump-off thought for the Dallas Mavericks season as they look to try and now defend their Western Conference championship?
Let's go. Let's get revenge, right? Like that's the jump off thought. Is it doesn't feel like we were doing this that long ago, talking about them in the NBA Finals, but now you have Kyrie Irving talking about that this team is battle tested. We need to go back and show. Kyrie himself said, I need to show that that's not the player that I am, the way that he played in the NBA Finals. Luka Doncic is looking really good. He's looking in shape, even though he didn't play into the preseason with that calf contusion. That's not an injury we're really concerned about, but he's looking great. I mean, this team is ready to go from the jump.
The idea of an in-shape Luka Doncic to begin an NBA season feels dangerous.
I'll also tee you up on this, Nick, because you've been red hot about this on Twitter a lot. What is the deal with the NBA undervaluing Kyrie Irving's impact in general? Because it feels like every time we do these top 30 players in the NBA, he's always somewhere in the low 20s. And come playoff time, he's really either a top 10 guy or a top 15, depending on your pick. What's your take on this?
I think this happens to some players where if we're annoyed by a player, you just kind of push them to the side a little bit sometimes. And Kyrie rubbed some people the wrong way and a lot of different things that he did for good reasons, valid reasons or not valid reasons, and with his time in New York. And I think they push him down the pedestal a little bit. But you're looking at a second star in the NBA that helped lead his team to an NBA Finals, that played next to Luka Doncic. I thought it was impossible to play next to a heliocentric star like that. I thought it was impossible to stand out and to find a way to impact the game next to a guy like that. And Kyrie found a way to do it. Push back all the other narratives about him as a leader, as a teammate, all that kind of stuff, and had a really great season. And players like Damian Lillard did not have as good of a season last year. So that's where I'm kind of like, all right, how is Lillard 7 spots ahead of Kyrie on some of these lists? But Kyrie, I think he's ready to show this season that last year wasn't a fluke, that he's ready to come back. He helped recruit Klay Thompson. I mean, he's contributing a lot to this team already.
It's interesting because I think you're right. The way that you phrased what he did in New York and what he did in Boston prior to that as well, he aggravated a lot of people, and he did it so many different times that some of them can be categorized as valid gripes with Kyrie Irving, and some of them are invalid gripes with Kyrie Irving, but he had so many of them, the list was so long, that a lot of people did, all right, you know what, enough of this guy. And it was interesting to me what a renaissance he had last year, not just from a basketball perspective, but also from a human perspective. The connection that so many of us were able to develop with him through that playoff run, it changed a lot of people's opinion on him. And I think as that continues to happen, I think his basketball will be seen in a more accurate light, because I think he started to turn, the worm has turned on that, on the public opinion, I think, of Kyrie Irving.
We went a whole year without anything from Kyrie, and honestly, just mostly really positive stuff about Kyrie. We asked every single player. Now, at Media Day, especially asking teammates, they're going to say really positive things, but they went above and beyond and said things about him as a father, a son, a teammate, a brother, like that Kyrie helped them grow personally. And for all those things that were said about him as a leader, I think some of that reputation will start to wear off, but it'll take people a while to come back to, oh, Kyrie has grown, he's different now.
And listen, that's the growth. That's the point.
Right.
That to me is the point. He made mistakes. There's no two ways about it. Some of the things that he did are, I don't want to use the word unforgivable, but we're definitely, dude, what on earth are you doing?
Questionable at minimum, yes.
At minimum. But what do we ask of people when they have moments like that? Grow, learn from it, show that you're better. He's done all of those things. He's checked all of those boxes. At this point, it's time to move on.
And I think the main question now, though, where the Mavs are concerned is, can they do literally that from last year? Because it's the first time I can remember, at least in the Luka Doncic era, that they've entered a season with the weight of expectations. Like, you did this last year. You added a huge piece in Klay Thompson. Whether or not he is still the Klay Thompson, you add the name. Now all of a sudden it's like, show us something, actually like host a first-round playoff series for the first time in his time with the Mavericks. Like, how do you think this team is going to handle that pressure?
Yeah, in 2022, when the Mavs went to the Western Conference Finals, it was kind of a surprise as well. And then they came back the next year. They had lost Jalen Brunson. Yeah. And I remember at Media Day and at the beginning of that season, everyone was going, all right, now we're the hunted. Like, we're the team that's the hunted. And I don't think they handled that very well at all. Now, they had less talent on that team than before, and then they end up missing the entire postseason. But this season, I think this group is a little bit more understanding of, all right, we have these expectations on us, and I think they have now the talent to back it up, to finally say, all right, we're the hunted. We can actually withstand this. We can withstand the hunting. Like, we can fight back against the hunters in whatever way, because they added Klay Thompson. I think they got better as a team overall with some of their additions, and some of their guys are going to get better in Derek Lively and Jaden Hardy and some of their young guys. Luka Doncic is 25, can still get better. I mean, we can talk about all these guys. They've gotten better, and this is the deepest team Luka's ever had, so I think they're ready to back it up this time.
And to me, that's the biggest thing, what you said about the 2022 coming off of that Western Conference Finals run. They may have said, oh, hey, we're the hunted now. Did any of us really believe it after Brunson left? Like, it wasn't real. This time it's real. Now you've got pieces. Now you've got guys that are, like you're saying, expected to get better this year. This is tangible reality for the Dallas Mavericks. Now you really are part of the elite crust of the NBA. And now your expectations are for real, and now you got to go live up to them.
And now, so it's funny because we were having this discussion about the Mavs, and we've had this discussion about the Longhorns for a significant amount of time. When can they crest over that edge and finally get back to it? Well, we saw a bit of this season how they handled being the #1 ranked team in the country. We'll get into that discussion coming up next in the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show after their loss to Georgia. Stay with us.